Welcome back, and today we're going to do our first comparison of ODR-1 over here by Nobels and the OCD of everybody else's fame, and going through the Boss ES-8 and comparing them to each other really. But as a reference, I have the King Bee. They're both quite similarly voiced, I would say. So both of them, in my opinion, have sort of a glassy overtone and a lot of bassiness to them. But they're both quite appropriate for rock, sort of hard rock even. Some people seem to use them a lot with blues and such, but these two pedals anyway are definitely voiced for a rocky type of thing. Although, what you'll notice definitely if you play with a few different types of guitars is that this type of guitar with the humbuckers is going to be very rocky and will react to pedals and give the pedals a lot of input, making a lot of distortion or a lot of overdrive. But if I coil tap it with this here, then it's going to act very differently. And then these are both very bluesy. So if you have a Strat like this thing over here, then that would act very differently. Okay? But anyway, let's get started. I'm going to show you what's going on. So we're in tune. Very close to in tune. Okay, those are our clean sounds. And then on the single coil, okay, so we've got 4 sounds that we're going to play with today. Alright, I'll do a little riff for each one, put it through the diddle looper as I've done before, and that way you'll get the same sound from each one and you get an idea of how they compare to each other. Alright, sounds good? OCD, quite a lot of gain there, even though below halfway here on the drive setting. Now let's look at the Nobels. The Spectrum takes a lot of volume off when it brings down the tone, I guess. Spectrum is meant to be some kind of a tone control, but definitely took the volume way down as well. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to start with the OCD. So OCD is on. There we go. All right. Let's put a tone control. Okay, so drive control. Okay, you get the idea. All right, let's turn that one off. Let's go to the Nobels. All right, tone control. Okay, drive control. Okay, you get the idea. All right, now let's turn that off, and we're going to go with the King Bee. Got really quiet suddenly. Okay, that's King Bee on its lowest drive setting. Let's put it to the highest drive setting. Okay, definitely got a bit louder, but King Bee's got sort of a crispness and less sort of a glassiness to it, I would say. OCD Nobles are both very similar. The King Bee with single notes, I don't know, can you tell the difference? I can, but I'm in the room. Let me know. All right, so let's turn that off. All right, turn off the King Bee. So next one, let's do something a little bit, I don't know, a bit of a chordy, funky thing. All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we get the idea. All right, back to the OCD. So remember, this is on the high pickup, the bridge pickup. So it's going to have a little bit more punchiness to it, I think. But we'll see. Here we go. So definitely 70s rock going on there. Okay, Nobles with tone control. Yeah, the tone control on the Nobles, or the spectrum control, really changes the volume a lot. Notice that. All right, drive control on the OCD. All right, so it gets pretty heavy. All right, so it gets a little bit lighter. Kind of Hootie and the Blowfish for you. Or I don't know, Ted Nugent? Who knows? All right, now back over here. So the Nobles, I think, has a little bit less overdrive overall, but it gets maybe a little bit cleaner, but it also gets quieter. Let's check King Bee. All right, back to its low gain setting. All right, so there you go, a couple little things for you. All right, now we're going to do this, the magical button. So now we're much later. Acoustic ear, my new word for the day. Sharper on this side. All right, so now we're ready for the coil tapped neck pickup. Ready? We're gonna do something a little bit funky again. Ready? Okay, so now we'll get to see how crisp the pedals are. That wasn't awesome, but yeah, you do what you can. All right, so let's see how crisp the OCD is. Ready? Turn that off. Here we go. So as you saw when I put the drive up, the bass really came through, right? All right, you get the idea for that one. That's the OCD. Now we're back over to the Nobles. Yeah, so with zero drive, the volume really cuts off. Ready? That's around middle. All right, the tone control. So the last 2 seconds, the last 10% of the spectrum really sort of boosts the volume and gets a lot of high frequency output through. All right, so that's those two. Turn that off. Let's try just for fun. All right, so that was the King Bee. All right, so what do you think? One last try. We're just going to play some chords with the, again, we're on the coil tapped. We are on the bridge pickup, so it's going to be this coil right here. For the bridge pickup, because it's a little bit spiky or ice picky, we're going to play something a little bit chordy, so a little arpeggiated chord sort of. And here we go. So that's good enough. So a nice little, I don't know, ridiculous 80s ballad. All right, here we go. Number 1, OCD. Don't love it on the single coil at the bridge pickup. So far, the tone control's got to go really far down in order to make it useful. Of course, at the top end, there's too much bass to have fun for anybody. All right? All right, so that's that. Let's go over to the Nobels. Here we go. Sounds very similar, actually. So the drive didn't seem to change that much between number 3 and the top. But anyway, here we go. All right, so that works. It's all good. And last but not least, we'll do the King Bee for a slight comparison. Here we go. Yeah, so the King Bee doesn't really change your tone very much from the beginning. All right, so last but not least, I will give you one last silly little thing. Let's do that. So we're running full out on the bridge pickup, both coils going, just to see how it handles the chuggy, you know? Okay, you get the idea. Here we go. OCD. Yeah. So the OCD really brings up the bass on the chugga chugga. Yeah, you get the idea? All right, cool. Now back to the all right, get the idea there. And back to King Bee. Almost no gain at the moment. Yeah, so a lot less gain. A lot less, it's not maybe gain, it's a lot less bass that is added to the sound at the end. All right? So, so there you go, OCD. And no. versus much crisper. All right, anyway, but those ones have really, really nice glassy overtones. Hope you like this. Hope it gave you an idea of what they sound like, how they compare to something like the King Bee, which has a lot more of a mid presence and kind of hits you a little bit more in the middle. I think the OCD, as you noticed, and the Nobels both sort of give you nice sort of top end on the top of a so it adds a nice element on top. That was a bit louder, but it doesn't give you the same sort of compressed glassy thing. All right, there you go. So thanks for everything. Stay tuned for the next one. Bye-bye.